Welcome to the Daily Outlet. My name is Carl, or as I'm known on the streets, who? With me, as always, Andre, aka Papa Dreyway, aka the Dong Hammer, or as I like to call him, Fredward. Andre, how are you this evening?
Carl, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. Let's talk about. I think the first thing we should do is mention that while we are socially distanced, we are also very much in each other's COVID circle because we are coworkers.
That's true. And also, I want to also mention most of our coworkers have been exposed to COVID,
Which means we've been exposed.
which means we've been exposed. Most of our customers are over the age of 65, which means they're vulnerable to COVID.
And have probably been exposed.
Exactly. So I think that the fact that we're not wearing face masks is a good thing. We're getting stronger. We're building antibodies.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Well, it does.
Is that how that works?
I actually Googled it last night
Okay.
before I came here.
Okay.
And it's Dr. Reem Stroven.
This motherfucker.
Dr. Reem Stroven.
Reemstroven.
Yeah, yeah. She's a real doctor.
Reemstroker.
She's a female doctor.
I apologize.
So she's done some studies on, believe it or not, black and white COVID cases. And she not only suggests, but recommends black and white people need to hang out more often.
I mean, I think that's true just in general,
Well,
not just for COVID. Like, we should hang out all the time because you learn so much from everyone,
true.
but also for the COVID.
Carl's not racist. Yeah, it's a strange study. I didn't agree with it at first. But
In fact,
now-
if I'm racist at all, it's against my own kind. Fuck Whitey.
Thank you. Yeah, she's actually she's only 18, believe it or not. She's from Norway.
And she has a doctorate already
Yeah.
at 18.
Yeah.
That's some Doogie Howser type shit right there.
Free college is amazing. You know. What I mean?
I wish we had more of that here. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would. Sally Mae, I'll return your call eventually.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Your emails do get ignored though. The phone calls also get ignored.
Also get ignored.
I change my phone number every 6 months because I owe so much debt. But yeah, COVID, man.
No, he doesn't. He's perfectly 100% paid up.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam, stop listening.
IRS, I'm 100% legit. I think, and this is a new theory that I came up with
Okay.
recently. So the flu shot,
Right.
right? It's a one-time shot.
Right. Once a year.
Well, I mean, it's a one-time shot.
Yeah.
You get it once
Right.
when you're getting the shot.
Right.
The COVID vaccine is a two thing.
Okay.
It's a short-term then a long-term thing,
Right.
which means it's going to be an ongoing thing.
Right.
So, can you imagine a life 5 years from now?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, me
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Me either. So imagine this. Imagine this two-step shot.
Okay.
I'm not going to get balls deep into conspiracies or anything dumb like that.
Yet.
Yeah, this is the first one. So imagine this whole Mark of the Beast thing, right?
Right.
Which was
666, Mark of the Beast,
everything,
all that stuff,
you
right?
know, whatever. You're going to get injected and you can pay your bills that way. So there's already phone updates.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody owns a phone.
I mean, yeah, that are tracking your COVID progress or your COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Your COVID-ness, I guess you can call
The
it.
iPhone does it
Yeah, so does Android.
automatically, yeah.
So that's the first step. And beyond that, your phone's tracking you wherever you're going.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
Constantly recording you, everything in between.
If you forget to turn that shit off, your girlfriend knows. Not that I would know anything about that. But
Girlfriends, what are those?
we don't do that around here.
What are those?
But I mean, your girlfriend can find out where you are, and if you're banging that hoe Bethany from down the street, she knows about it.
Exactly.
That's why you got to be loyal.
Yes.
Anyway.
You have to be loyal.
I might be a little jaded and a little bitter. Let's move on.
He's sour. He's a sourpuss, people. So, anyways, beyond that.
Right, COVID. Let's talk about COVID.
Back to COVID. So the first step, and I sound like I'm fucking preaching. I feel like Alex Jones right now. So I can see getting to a point where people who are anti-establishment, anti-vaccine, anti-COVID type stuff,
Right.
don't get a vaccine, and now it comes to a point where you can't enter stores unless you're verified for having a vaccine, kind of thing. So now they're going to split everybody. People who come into retail stores,
Right.
who don't wear masks, right?
Right.
And they're like, it's a fucking hoax, it's bullshit. That's a lot of people, and that's just in one location.
I mean, we see it at least once a day.
At least.
At least once a day.
Imagine more conservative Eastern America, or people in the South, the West who.
You mean where I'm from?
Yeah, Illinois. The people over there who don't believe in.
The S is silent. We'll fight about this later on. Continue.
But there's a huge majority of people who don't think COVID is a real thing.
Yes.
And
I mean, it clearly is. Like we can agree that it is a thing,
yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna say every death from COVID was
Is
caused
because
by
of
COVID,
COVID.
but I do agree COVID is a real disease. Not a disease, but a real infection.
Right.
Sickness.
Right. It's an issue.
Exactly. But there's a huge, and I love guns. I love gun-toting people who are ready to shoot the ATF in the fucking head. I love those Americans. But a big majority of people who have that mindset also think COVID isn't real. So I think there will be a point where if you don't get vaccinated, you cannot enter certain places. Grocery stores, regular stores, if you want to go buy brake pads at an automotive store, something like that. It's going to get weird, I think.
Okay, but do you see that as a problem when as we've proven now, you can very easily do curbside, all that kind of stuff. Like, because being in the business that we're in, retail, I don't want those idiots in the store.
True.
And I don't see an issue with them not being able to. I'll go out there, I'll throw on a mask. If I don't have to wear a mask 24/7 inside the store and only throw one on to go outside the store, I'm dope. That's fine. I'm down with that,
100%.
right? So don't get your vaccine. That's fine. Stay the hell out of my store. Pull up in your car, in your lifted truck, with your tiny dick and your white trash girlfriend. That's fine.
As I put your wiper blades on.
Right. As I climb up on your tire because you don't know how to do it. And stay out there. I'll bring you your stuff. No issue. I'll put on a mask. I'll come out to you.
Yeah.
Don't come in my store.
So now let me ask you this.
The issue becomes when corporations, who are, they're fucking evil, refuse to serve those because it doesn't match a political goal.
True. And also, curbside is going to lose a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because people don't want to wait. They want to just go and get their shit and leave.
And there will be companies like Target won't let you in.
Yeah.
Curbside only if you can't prove, right? But Walmart will let you walk in.
100%.
Target's going to go under.
Yeah.
Walmart will be the place where all these inbreds, perma-kids, if you will,
Permas.
show up at. Which will then force everyone to then say, okay, fine, everybody can come in, and then we have done nothing.
Yeah. We'll be back where we were last March.
Well, not where we were. We're essential. Hashtag.
Hashtag essential. I was leaving work Saturday.
Okay.
Passed by Target.
Right.
About 2:45 because
Right.
lunches exist. And the line to the Target was all the way out the door and around the building.
Right.
And that's just letting people inside. So imagine curbside. People aren't going to wait an hour and a half in their car for their stuff because it's going to go priority wise. Whoever ordered first gets their stuff. People got to go pull it, pick it, whatever.
Well, and see, I think it'll have to boil down to the point where, like, I get my groceries curbside at Walmart now because I don't want to go inside because of obvious reasons, right?
He's scared of COVID.
100% scared of COVID. I got a bad heart. I don't want to fucking die. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
But it'll be like that. Like when you go online to get groceries from Walmart, you have to sign up for a time slot.
Okay.
And and the last time I did was right when this second, third, which number lockdown are we on? I don't.
Infinite.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We still have to go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right before this latest lockdown, right? I couldn't get a time slot for 2 days.
That's what I'm saying.
But I waited that long because I didn't want to go inside that store.
So imagine only curbside. Imagine
It'll be a disaster.
waiting a week for diapers for your kid.
Plan better.
You know? Well, how can you?
You know how many you got left.
Yeah, but
You know how much. You don't know how much a kid shits. I do. Kid shits a lot.
I am a kid.
You should. You're right. I mean, I changed yours, mijo.
You changed mine for years.
Years.
I mean,
He's not my son.
That's who you were there, but
Yeah, it'll be rough and it'll require adjustments. But if people won't do what they're fucking told to keep it's because it's not about keeping themselves safe. It's about keeping everyone else safe.
the problem is we're ignorant. And the problem also is, and I heard this earlier on Joe Rogan podcast. Don't sue me, Joe Rogan. I know we're going to be bigger than you one day. We're so used to how it was in February. Everything is just there. Life is great. I can just go to Target. I can go to Walmart. I can do whatever I want. And then one day you just say, I can't. Now, shit hits the fucking ceiling.
People are going to flip out.
Now it's just absolutely
You
absurd.
thought asking them to wear a mask was bad. Wait till they have to conform.
Wait till there's legal repercussions for wearing a mask or for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what it's-
technically there is. It's just not being enforced.
The cops don't care.
No.
You know how many cops I see that just don't?
Let's not talk about the cops in the beautiful city that we live in.
I want to.
All right, let's talk about it.
I have to. I was at my local gas station 2 days ago.
Okay. You mean the pub?
The pub. I was at
The
the pub
All
2
right.
days ago.
All right.
Got some gas, got a little drinky poo, and there was an incident. Many cops are involved. There's about 4 cop cars, a few fire trucks there.
Okay.
I saw 0 law enforcement officers wearing masks. I saw 0 EMS wearing masks.
That's about right.
And if they're the ones who are supposed to be enforcing these laws, or the ones
And
who are
they're not
responsible
doing
for
it.
our safety, and they're just disregarding it on purpose because it fucking sucks, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna wear a mask either. But I will because I have to.
I mean, at work. I mean, we're required. I like paying my bills.
Yeah, having gas in my car is pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks right now because we're working 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Because hashtag COVID sucks.
Hashtag if you're around anyone who has COVID, you get 2 weeks off and you get paid for it. It's sick.
Hashtag someone come find me.
Please give me money.
I mean, yeah, no one cares.
No.
No one cares.
Mm-mm.
Especially around here. I mean, there's places where they do. My parents, they live in Illinois.
Familiar.
And they apparently there everyone's taking it very seriously. Yeah, there's a lot of masks being worn, all that kind of stuff. Now, my sister-in-law went back to Michigan for a funeral.
I've heard Michigan is they don't give a fuck.
And she was up there 2 days, wore a mask the whole time. Literally, no one else did. Came home with
COVID.
yeah. Which then passed it to my brother, her husband, and they were down for a month. They had to send their kids. They got 3 kids, roughly the same age as mine. I got 3 kids as well. To my parents' house for a month, so that they didn't risk their kids getting sick.
Let me ask you this.
The answer is yes.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Okay.
I've come into this new thought,
Okay.
and it's after the election, and it's in my mind at least, it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All of the swing states that are most important when it comes to votes,
Right.
require the least amount of COVID awareness or protection?
Michigan,
Florida,
Wisconsin,
Arizona, Texas, places like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not pro-Trump before anyone says anything like that.
He loves Johnny Boy.
I'm just looking on the outside in. It's strange to me because everyone gave Trump a lot of crap when this COVID thing happened about mishandling this whole thing terribly.
Right.
And now it's almost like I can't say there, it's almost like it's a final dagger in his presidency of we couldn't outpay him, we couldn't bribe him, we couldn't do this and that. So now it's like weird and obscure that the states that he lost by a huge amount are the same states who have no corona precautions or boundaries or guidelines, whatever you want to call it. It's a little strange, I think. A little strange.
I see your point.
It's just more ammo, I feel.
Or maybe people are just fucking tired of him.
Yeah, well.
I don't want to get into it.
We don't talk politics.
We don't talk
podcast,
politics.
people.
I'm not a huge politics guy.
He
I'll
loves-
listen.
He loves Biden, by the way.
I'll listen to you ramble about it all day long. That's fine, and I'll sit here and be bored and be like, "All right, can we talk about something else now?"
Well, you get paid to, so.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I was thinking about it the other day, and it was just, I don't know, it's weird. Just,
I see your point. I'm not sure. I think maybe.
well, you already said yes. and
Maybe.
They know that. You already said yes, you agree. So
I retract my previous statement. People do it all the time. I'm allowed.
like a true spoken Democrat.
That's right. Whatever.
Continue.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Okay, I got a good topic.
All right, let's go.
And do you feel, and I'll ask this,
Myself, regularly.
yeah, twice a day for me. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Say you go to a gas station. Typically not where you live, but where I live, it's very common.
Right.
A homeless person asks you for change.
Okay.
Or for, money, whatever it is.
Right.
And you have money that you could give to them.
Right.
But you yourself, who is working, you have a job, you're broke because you're paying bills.
55 hours this week.
48.7. Do you ever feel guilty knowing you can spare $3 but you don't?
No. But let me add a caveat to that.
Here we go.
Caveat, I like that word. It means asterisk.
You're welcome.
I don't know if that is because I genuinely don't care or if I've been conditioned to not care.
Exactly.
If I were a betting man, I didn't grow up here, but I grew up in a large city.
Did you grow up in Illinois or somewhere else?
No, I didn't grow up in Illinois. I grew up in Illinois,
Oh, okay.
in Chicago.
Different place.
Well, just outside of it. I mean, we're white. We don't live downtown. But
He's not a racist.
I'm not a racist. That's where my dad's job, and we lived close to my dad's job because we had one car and it was a pile of shit. My dad rode his bike to work every day.
Nice.
When we moved to Illinois, we were poor, like poor.
So your dad, I can only assume he has some nice calves.
Probably.
He has some nice legs.
You would like him.
Okay, that's getting cut out. I like nice legs though. That was also in reference to your dad. I want you to realize that.
I'm aware.
Okay, continue.
I can out-weird you. It's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
I have witnessed. We grew up in the suburbs, but I spent a lot of time downtown.
What kind of suburbs?
Like,
Because there's like different levels to middle class.
oh, we were. So technically, they still live in my childhood home. We moved there when I was 10, and it is unincorporated. So no city water, no city sewer, any of that, right? So it's cheaper. It's on the poorer side of middle class.
So it's legit middle class.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not the glorified six-figure income.
Well,
We're
the
middle
next
class.
the next town over, you drive 5 miles, and it's a town where literally every home is $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. But we lived in the unincorporated part between those two towns. So, like, the official town that I lived in is poorer. It's not. It's still all whiteys. It's still a bunch of, like, racist assholes, right? And then the next town over is even more racist white assholes. And we lived in between the two.
So it's a good culmination of the both.
Oh, right. It was great.
Yeah.
It was super fun being around all the crackers in the world. It was great. I love it. I'm not racist.
Yes, he is. He likes Biden.
But I spent a lot of time in downtown, in the actual city, and I've seen a lot of homelessness. And at first you feel bad for them. You do. You do. The problem is that a lot of them will take charity and do the complete opposite with it.
Yeah.
And and like any good deed that goes punished,
He goes punished.
you don't, like, if you called me and said, "Hey, I need $20 for gas," right? And I said,
I
no big deal. Here's $20. Get yourself some gas. You're like, dope sauce. Thanks, bro. And then I find out that you didn't put gas in your car.
Yeah.
You bought a bunch of booze and got hammered.
And just didn't come to work.
And then didn't come to work the next day. I would never give you money again.
No.
That's how that works, right? Same thing goes if you lent me anything. If I said, "Hey, I'm freezing cold, can I borrow your coat?" And you said, "Sure, no big deal," and I borrowed it and I gave it to some bitch that I was trying to fuck,
Interesting.
you would never give me your coat again because it wasn't for me,
100%.
right? So I think the issue is we've been trained to not trust them.
You're right.
And so, yeah, I do not feel bad. I don't feel bad. But I should.
And I don't even think. And today, I was going to get gas.
Right.
Went to go eat some peach tacos.
Right. Naturally.
Shout out for the sponsorship. And I had a dude ask me.
They're not sponsoring.
He said, "Hey man, do you have any cash?" And I saw him ask like 4 different people getting gas. He's like, "Hey, do you have any cash?" Or not cash, but he's giving extra change.
Right.
And I was like, "No, man, I'll have his card." He's like, "Well, can you buy me a meal?" And that was where I was like, I could go inside and buy him, because what I usually do when they ask for money, and I say, "No, I don't have any money, but I'll buy you a can of Spam and a fork." Because either you want to prolong your life, or you want to get hammered. Which is what's going to happen either way if I give you $2.
New Orleans.
Nolans.
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 Family road trip down to New Orleans. We went down to visit my mom is from the dirty South, right? She says things like "ole" and "bowl" and "y'all." Well, like those are the 3 words she still has an accent on, but whatever. We went down to visit her brother and my cousins and all that stuff, right? And then we decided, hey, you know what? We're here. Let's go down and see New Orleans. New Orleans, because it's warm. This was pre-hurricane. Like I'm talking, I was 12 at most, right? So 94. Okay.
Jesus. I was born that year.
Yeah. Shows how old I am.
Just a spectrum.
The homeless issue is a big deal down there.
Yeah.
There's a lot because it's warm, much like here, except in the 3 weeks that it gets cold here.
There's no cold winters like New York.
Yeah, exactly. Homeless guy asked for change. My dad is in the middle of, we're standing out on the side of some road. He has a loaf of bread, peanut butter, and jelly. It's a big, long road trip, coolers out, we're making ourselves some lunch, right? And homeless guy comes up and asks him for some change. My dad goes, "No, I don't have any. Do you want a sandwich?" And the dude went, "No. I don't want to take food out of your kid's mouth." My dad goes, "I have a full loaf of bread. I have a full jar of both peanut butter and jelly. I can afford to buy more of these things. Do you want a sandwich? And the guy goes, no, I don't want to steal from kids, and walked off. That is not someone who wants to preserve their life.
Exactly.
Now, probably several hours afterwards, met another homeless dude. We're getting dinner. We decided to treat ourselves to some McDonald's, right?
Yes.
Back in '94, that
Back
was
when it was good.
that was the spot, right? We're in there, homeless guy. We're walking in. He asks us for change, right? My dad goes, I don't have any. Do you want a meal? The guy goes, anything you'd be willing to get me would do. My dad bought him like 6 hamburgers. The dude's like, I'll eat for 2 days.
That's what I always tell them. Whenever they ask, can you buy me a beer? Can you give me this? I'm like, no. I was like, I'll buy you some Spam.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a little, like a little meal thing.
A thing of crackers.
I'll get you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
just because I'm here buying alcohol or whatever I'm buying, getting gas, you put yourself in a position to be here. Not everybody who's homeless, it's their fault, but a lot of the times it is their fault.
Yeah.
And you see them strung out or just drunk, just leaning over, you know, whatever it is.
Driving home down Coors. I know you've seen this dude.
Yeah.
Tall, skinny white kid.
Who's just walking.
And he's got kind of like, I'm not trying to make fun of the kid.
No.
Because he clearly has issues, right? He has mental issues.
He's the guy I was telling you about.
He's got his abilities, right? It's fine. I'm not trying to make fun of him. That dude clearly needs help,
Yeah.
right? But how many of these aren't like that?
And how many of them use that not really a fear factor, but that aspect of being homeless to their advantage?
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to, you feel bad for all of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally leaving my job to go to my house in my car.
Yeah.
This guy's asking for $1 to go, he's going to sleep somewhere, eat probably nothing,
Yeah.
you know?
And who knows when the last time he did eat was.
Exactly, or had water for that. Like,
Yeah.
when I see him smoking a cigarette, I'm like, dude, like, have you drank water today? You know, but I know who you're talking about. He's that, like, younger
Younger kid, yeah.
Yeah. And even, I think I was telling you about this yesterday. The dude who I pulled up to on San Mateo and Central,
Right.
who had a butcher knife
Yeah.
and a Crown Royal bag in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me, he's like, you got any spare change? And he's right at my window, and I'm looking at him, and I was just going to let the universe decide what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to be preemptive. I wasn't going to just immediately assume he's going to stab me or shoot, whatever he's going to do. And I told him, I was like, you back up with your knife, put it on the ground, come back, I'll give you your change. I was like, but you approached me with a butcher knife in your hand asking for money?
That's closer to a robbery than begging.
I was like, dude, that's not going to happen. You know? And he's like, yeah, it's for protections. You know, it's just, I'm like,
I get it.
yeah, I understand. I mean, I don't understand, but I understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
But approaching regular people who are just going home or commuting with a butcher knife asking for money, probably not going to get money.
Yeah.
Not going to get money.
Not a good way. I mean, people get money that way. And when they get caught, they go to jail because they've robbed a place.
Forcefully,
Yeah, I mean, we don't call that begging, we call that robbery.
That's a felony, but whatever you want to do.
Armed robbery, yeah.
And especially where I live, it's so common.
Yeah.
That, and I fall into a trap to where I feel bad all the time. And I don't want to give them money because I know they're going to go inside to get alcohol. And I'll see them the next day or the next day or whenever I see them again.
Sitting out on the curb, drunk.
Drunk, exactly. I was like, and I always tell them, like, dude, or ma'am, whoever they are, I'll buy you food inside.
Yeah.
I'll give you some Spam. I'll get you a can of, whatever it is. But I'm not going to give you money because I'm going to leave. You're going to walk inside. You're going to get money for alcohol. Walk back out and be here tomorrow on the same curb. Least I can do is
And because
feed you.
I'm an alcoholic, I'm going to be here too.
Exactly.
But I just left work where I'm getting a paycheck where I can afford my alcohol.
I can afford to come here and then go home and then go to work again.
Yeah.
I'm putting gas and I'm getting alcohol and I'm going home.
And it might only be $10 worth of gas and a $3 pint because I'm cheap also. But I'm paying for all that.
Yeah, exactly.
And if anybody's getting drunk,
It's gonna be me.
if I can afford to get us both drunk, totally will.
That's why I could.
But if I can only afford to get one person drunk,
it's
it's going to be me every
the
time.
person who earned it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Sorry.
Yeah, Yeah, that guy today who asked for money and then for me to buy him food, I was just like, dude, I'm like, I really want to,
Yeah.
but not even it was a hassle, but it was just too much. I don't know. It's hard to pick and choose, and it sounds bad. It's like going to a fucking dog pound, and there's all these fucking dogs, and you're just like, I'll take all of them.
Yeah.
But you can't.
You can't. You get to pick one.
You gotta pick one, maybe two, and the rest are just like, well, what the fuck? So that's why I don't give money to this dude, because this dude's like, well, what the fuck? So when I see him again, now he's like, hey, can I get some change?
Especially when you go to the pub. I've been to the pub. I've had some adventures at the pub. Talk about that another time. It's not like there's just one dude hanging out there asking.
You've seen it. It's like 20,
There's
30
12
people.
of them.
Yeah, they just hang it. They live there.
How are you going to give a hobo number one $5
Yeah.
and not give hobo number two, who's sitting right next to him,
Exactly.
$5?
That's why it's like either you give all or you just don't give.
And if you're giving each of them $5, you're down $60.
Exactly. I'd rather
That's gas, that's booze, and that's food.
and food. That's my electricity bill every month. $60.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd rather just go to Little Caesars and spend $20 and get 4 pizzas and just give them all that.
Yeah,
But
you
they're
guys
still-
fight it out.
And they're still going to ask me, do you have any spare change?
Why? So you can go inside and buy yourself some alcohol? I'm not doing it.
And I understand the addiction aspect of it.
100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Not at all. Totally clean forever. Never done anything ever. in my
Never
life.
done drugs. Drugs haven't ruined my life ever.
Yeah, not ever.
I mean, I understand that aspect of all you see is the next high or the next buzz.
Totally get it.
You know what I mean?
Totally get it.
So
Lived it.
I get that. And that's why I don't want to give them money.
Right.
Because that is not a good aspect or a good mentality to have.
Right.
But that's why they're there.
100%.
So it's like, where do you find
Do
compassion
you
in that
find
scenario?
do you find it hard? I've been clean and sober for coming up on 12 years now.
1 year.
December 6th
He's lying. Yes.
will be 12 years.
1 year, he's lying.
12 years. 1 year, whatever, right? I still fully understand.
Yeah.
I still get it. Every time something gets hard, every time shit hits the fan, every time I'm stressed, my first instinct is go, get high. And then I go, what?
Yeah.
So I get it. And being a recovering addict, because you never fully recover. You're never done, right? It's always a fight. It's always there.
It's a part of you.
It's a part of you. So as a recovering addict, 12 years on, still a recovering addict, it's hard for me to look at that and go, do better. Because I didn't for a decade.
Exactly. It's even now, and people will verify this to the extent. I drink my ass off a lot, all the time. I brought alcohol here, which I want to take a shot of right now. And it's one of those things to where someone's like, oh, just whatever, yeah. And you're like, oh, you're just a fucking drunk bum. And here I am buying alcohol.
So you can go sit in the privacy of your own house
So I can go and get drunk,
and be a drunk bum.
And like, I'm not talking down on them, but I understand that. And it's also a weird thing too, because you see them and you understand you could be there
At any time.
at any point. Yeah, like you could be homeless or not even you could be going down that path and not even know it yet.
If I miss 1 week of work, all of this is gone.
You're fucked.
Gone.
Yeah.
I live on the razor's edge constantly.
Every single payday.
Every payday. How many times do we look at each other? we come into work on payday and go, well, that check's gone.
Can we afford to go out? Nope.
Nope.
Talk to you next week.
Payday beers? Nope, can't do it.
It's that, yeah. It's one of those. And that's one thing too that I realize. That's why I like going to the pub, because I meet people who are patrons, who are fucked up. I meet the people who just literally live there who are fucked up, people who work there who are fucked up, and just the whole culmination of just this general way below middle class.
And I love that you bring that up, because that's kind of the point of this whole podcast thing.
Yeah.
Is we're a part of that, vaguely. I mean,
We're just glorified poor people.
Yeah.
We're glorified poor people.
Yeah, I afford this place. Mostly.
Yeah.
You afford your place mostly.
Yeah, sometimes.
They afford their places mostly.
Exactly.
Some of them don't.
Yeah.
And what we want to get to eventually,
Not eventually, inevitably.
inevitable. Well, yeah, but I mean, we're not going to do it tonight. Is we want to start talking to those folks. We want to ask them their stories. How does the dude who works the counter at the pub? What's his life like? Oh, the dude chilling outside who basically lives on the corner.
Yeah.
What's his life like? What brought him to where he's at?
Why is he here?
I want to hear these stories.
Yeah. And I'm sure all you people do. But you don't know. And one day you will. One day soon.
We'll bring that to you eventually.